only Pittsburgh had a weak mayor, maybe we could take advantage of a certain absence of leadership.
Well, I think we need to step up one level and like talk about sort of that Great Lakes region that we've been talking about. I mean, essentially, why isn't the Allegheny Conference on Community Development doing that? We could sit here all day answering that question, but the point is that there are people who actually are in places like Flint, Michigan that have figured out how to get around and ingrained. The guy's gonna die in a couple of years. This isn't Flip, so we can say it. Like the mayor, they figured out how the fuck to get around him, because all he is like an obstacle to this, and still get the job done. Like, and that in no small part is the challenge of the whole fucking region.
But Dan Kildee was an elected official. Is an elected
But he's not.
official.
He's not officially in charge.
Right, fine, but I mean, we do, have a lack of elected officials, whatever their position is in Western PA, who are willing to step up to the plate, not for, attention or whatever, but to actually sort of innovatively solve problems.
But let's ask about why is that? You're saying we have a lack of these folks here, and I imagine that's a characteristic of a lot of the other regions in the Great Lakes area. Why is that? Is it because we have just sort of an older population and the political culture is calcified, or?
I mean, I think a lot of it is that the Democratic parties are anti-democratic in all of these cities.
So you're asking, is there an actual Democratic Party out there? That's a good question.
Yeah. You have ward systems in many of these places that are throwbacks to the 19th century that continue to hold on to power in local elections. I don't know what number of these cities hold open or closed primaries, but that's definitely something I intend to investigate. What's the situation in Buffalo? You have
Closed, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, essentially all races are determined at the Democratic primary, right. And so if you're not registered Democrat in the city of Buffalo, then for city races.
And what about does the county or the city Democratic Party endorse? Because that's another huge, there's been some exciting movement in Pittsburgh in the last couple of years that took place before I returned here around enlivening, the local Democratic committee, which has an extraordinary impact on people's involvement in the political process. And so, I think that's a major reason why it's difficult to get good people in office.
Are there places, to ask a variation, are there places that you look at, cities that you look at that have active election cultures? That was not a very good phrase, but where the political system is fairly active, and you do kind of have that kind of ferment, or whatever, to use a yogurt analogy, you do have that kind of like bubbling up from the bottom. When you look at cities, are there places that really do a good job of that we could learn from?
Well, I think Youngstown has a very innovative mayor, and I don't know that the political culture surrounding him is part of what buoyed him up.
Right.
But he is doing.
This is Youngstown, the home of
Jim Trafficking is in
like
jail
the beam
right
me
now.
up Scotty guy.
Right.
Okay, right, okay.
So Jay Williams is doing extraordinary work in Youngstown, Ohio. As far as the political culture, I attended a conference in Philadelphia on behalf of GLUE a couple of weeks ago, and they had these people from the West Coast talking about tearing down highways, and I was really upset.
No!
I know, you can do it. And you can use tax increment financing to do it. But I got sort of upset because the only examples they provided were from the West Coast. And although this has taken place successfully in Milwaukee, which is important to recognize, I actually do think that the West Coast has gotten it right as far as giving voters a sense of entitlement at the local level.
Through referendums, or how are they doing that? How is that being done?
Referenda,
thank you, yes.
I think that that's a big piece of it, but I actually think even beyond the sort of technical mechanisms that exist for civic engagement on the West Coast, they're all sort of variations on a theme. But there's something in the political culture. I don't know, maybe it's the frontier, the sort of remnant of the, I don't know what it is.
In the water. The Great Lakes water. That's what we should do. We should ship our Great Lakes water to them, and then it will stultify their culture.
Yeah.
Huh?
I
got the answers here.
I like it. Yeah.
All right, so, and in closing, I might add. All right, we got to wrap it up. This guy's got to get home to Buffalo to his charming family. You live right across from that bar, right?
Yeah. I live across from
that bar.
From
No,
that,
but
that
like
bar.
a really good bar. You like this bar. It's like it's based on presidential history bar. Yeah, it's okay, yeah.
And the bars in Buffalo are open until 4 a.m. if anybody ever wants to go.
And
I couldn't believe it.
P.S. Can we agree on this? Best karaoke we've ever fucking
Yes.
had? Oh,
It
Totally,
was,
hands down.
yeah.
No
My
doubt.
15 minutes of fame, unfortunately, in life, I've already had them. So it's
I-
over. It was that moment of karaoke
I was a
in
pip
Buffalo.
to your Gladys Knight,
Yeah,
as a matter
yeah.
of fact. Yeah, it worked very well. No, so as
That's
Oh,
it. No, go, please.
do we have
Just-
some way to
no,
wind
no,
this now?
No. You just do your thing. Don't let me.
but
No.
surely there's a hook up there that we can put this on here. Let's try to figure that. All right. So, New York, you had your primary, right? Do you feel you're sufficiently within the primary focus got to state the case of the post-industrial Great Lakes region?
No,
Somehow I thought.
All
right. Pennsylvania. Do you think we've really had? I mean, we had like 8 weeks for this shit.
Yeah.
Do you think they really came to us?
No, I mean, I think.
All right, so, and this is the but part. What's next? Indiana is next. Gary, Indiana. Gary, Indiana. Gary, Indiana. I think that we could offer advice to our dear friends in the fellow Great Lakes state of Indiana when they come up with their. How do they get this agenda up there in front of these 2, 3, 4, including Ron Paul, idiot candidates who actually aren't even talking about any of this stuff?
I am not I don't self-identify as a cynic, like some of the other guests at this table, but.
Us? All of us?
But Anthony, I do actually think it's too late for Indiana to change the way the conversation about the primary is being had. In the general election, I think that's a different story, and I'm trying very hard with my own paltry little set of connections to get people to do a Great Lakes debate that would focus on the 10-state region. Maybe we take the word lakes out so that people don't think it's the Sierra
Great
Club
States?
and.
The Great
The
States?
Great States debate.
Yeah,
I
that's
like
what we
that.
are. We're the Great States.
I
Yeah,
like
screw
that.
all those other ones.
Well, I agree with that too. But to focus on the unique challenges of this region, there are swing states, and I think whether the nominee is Hillary or Barack in November, these states are still swing states. And McCain is going to be able to also get a lot of independent voters. So the attention will be here in Pennsylvania. The attention will be in Ohio. The attention better be in Michigan because they have been screwed, so far.
Oh, with a pole.
What's up?
With like a 20-foot pole.
Yeah, coming out their other end. So I think that's really the time for the general election to change this conversation.
Any words of advice from your perspective up there in New York?
No, I think Abby summarized the situation pretty well. I think this, if we can stop sort of debating amongst ourselves, sort of who's got it worst off, and if we are actually a region together, and if we can sort of all get on the same page, then I think we have a better chance to influence the conversation. I mean, just briefly from Buffalo's perspective, we've never fit well into any one category. Some people say we're Midwest, some people say we're East Coast. It really doesn't fit. And so
It's the same here.
So for us, I mean, this Great Lakes is something that I don't want to say it puts us in a container anyway, but it gives us a shared identity with some other major cities throughout this country. So I think if we
including some Canadian cities, I might add too.
Absolutely. That's I guess a different conversation about how we failed to make that link in any substantial way. But I think getting people to stop fighting each other over the scraps of industry and start thinking together about how we move forward is the first step to actually having that debate.
Once we had the image of Michigan being sodomized with the 20-foot pole, I think we're done.
Well, and with that, let me say goodnight, Flynn. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen,
Thank
for
you.
joining us here at this week's third round. We'll next week get together and talk about how the whole case goes break out.
Yeah, right.
God, don't even joke that.
Have you guys played best? About
I'm not a
the
betting
numbers?
man. No, no.